Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Birnbaum, with specific to the rainy day fund issue, reserve funds, that type of thing, just general thoughts on that and how, like, what we're sitting on, what school districts are sitting on, can and can't be used for.
Mr. Birnbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Senator Lenny. So, high-level general thoughts. If I start with Mr. Tatra's 440 million number, and I remember him talking about this, I believe it was in JFAC, and he equated that to a number of months. Maybe it was 3, I don't remember exactly. But I think there's something that's very important to remember, and you can go back and look at the data on the all funds funding for schools. It doesn't drop to zero. There's no reason that districts have to carry a rainy day fund as large as you would say personally, because they don't get laid off. I mean, if the state has a general fund revenue dip, which it did after the, call it 07, 8, or 9 recession, it was sort of a rolling thing. It hit different parts at different times. The state monies did go down, but there was a huge influx of federal dollars. People don't mention that. So the totality of money never goes down totally. So no rainy day fund has to protect against zero income. That's just, that notionally that's incorrect. And we also do have a public education stabilization fund, a budget stabilization fund. The state is sitting on $2 billion of cash. So to the extent that there were dips, I think it's not, it shouldn't be seen that this is somehow inadequate or couldn't be tapped for maintenance and things, because I would say that it would, absolutely. Because again, when there's a recession, there's a dip. There's not a cutoff of money, there's a dip, maybe 10%. And then every time this has happened, every state begs for and gets tons of federal dollars. That certainly softens the blow. And this state also took more money from the dedicated funds. There was a big jump in that at that time as well.
Thank you, Mr. Birnbaum. Don't see any further questions.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Nichols.
Sorry. Mr. Birnbaum, my question is this. Do we still have COVID money that we're utilizing, that our schools received, our districts received? Because I remember when we did ARPA and all those things, they were actually putting money directly to the schools for COVID relief money. Can you expand on that?
Mr. Birnbaum.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Nichols, I'm going to take a close guess. I know not to volunteer Mr. Tatra, but he can probably give a more precise answer. But as I recall, I spoke to this back in November, and I think there was about a quarter of a billion, about 250-ish million of unencumbered COVID money that potentially could be used for facilities. There's a lot of complexity because there are lots of pots of federal money. So I'll probably get out of my depth if I try to get more specific. But that's certainly would be available for maintenance. I don't think it would be available for CapEx to the extent that the project took multiple years, more than the end point of the return of the COVID money. So, but money is fungible. So if you spent a lot of that money on maintenance, other monies could be used for CapEx.
Thank you, Mr. Birnbaum. All right, there aren't any more questions.